claims everything is being expected to be straight. Looks like it seems John Wayne.
It's called James. I host this news every morning.
And the Golden Angel Award ceremony.
Hello, dear friends, my lovely brothers and sisters. Welcome to the East West Show. Jack Chow on the East West with my dear friend, Mr. Ken Hemming, a political commentator, a book writer, a successful, super successful CPA for life, and most importantly, lover and a fighter for this community.
I am that.
Yeah, Mr. Ken Hemming, welcome here to the show.
Jack, this is my favorite place on planet Earth. Thank you for letting me be here.
Thank you for being here one more time, once again. Mr. Ken Hemming has been my most frequent guest ever since we started with the pandemic.
Yep.
For two reasons. Number one, I don't want to drag into this show too many people unless they are so willing to run into the risk. Of course there's a risk, right? Together with me. Number two, I believe that by sticking to certain philosophy, or I call it political philosophy now, would probably help the country, yes, especially at this moment. As you can see from the title of the show today, it is called the Point of No Return, right? We all saw the film, the movie, right? Point of No Return or Mission Impossible? Was that it?
Well, it's almost the same. This mission right now, 103 more days till our election. It is a possible mission that we save our country.
Okay, very good. So, however, looking around at what's happening around us, we are, regardless if willingly or not, pushed to a point of no return. That means scary. That we got to do it, we have to do it, we have nothing but to do it.
We have to do it.
That's true.
There's no choice.
No choice, no option at all.
Right.
But right now, we're facing the most difficult time. We're hit by the unprecedented pandemic.
Yes.
On the other hand, we are hit by the extreme left who want to make a political right, leading the country to somewhere of no return.
That's true.
Right.
Well spoken.
And right now we're seeing lots of riots, lots of quote-unquote protests.
Yeah.
Take Poland, for example. It's been into the 53rd day today.
Yes. Of looting, violence.
Of looting, violence
destruction.
whatsoever, of surrounding a federal building.
Yes, sir.
At night time.
Yeah.
Which forces the federal cops, to use some explosion or some kind of a gas.
Well, they're outnumbered by these rioters, looters, and
oh yeah, of
anarchists.
course.
They're outnumbered. So now, if I was a rioter, say I was a looter, say I was a bad person, I would not choose the federal building to go after, because you're then attacking the entire government of the country. You go after the local buildings, okay? Since the mayor doesn't let the cops really enforce the law very well, they could burn down the whole city, and they've burned down a lot of it. They've hurt a lot of it. They've damaged and ruined businesses in the hundreds, maybe thousands. But forget the government. Don't irritate the big boy.
Yeah, you're right. In analysis, people find out, right? Yeah. The theme. There's the theme behind the whole thing.
Yes.
And the theme is so high. The theme is not targeting a police station or a certain city or a city council whatsoever. The theme is targeting the whole system.
It's targeting the culture, it's targeting the history, and it's targeting our values. Those are the three elements that make up our country.
And by doing that, they expose who they are.
Yes.
Don't you think so, by logic?
Well, you're 100% right. The problem is the radical media doesn't really display that. They ignore it. It's a real tragedy. I mean, because the media is just as bad as the brown shirts in Germany in 1933. It's ignoring it. So there are some media outlets that really focus on it. And for example, yesterday President Trump gave a virus update again. And the radical left media stations didn't even show it. Didn't even show it to show the progress being made. And they only then showed it when they had their White House press corps asking ridiculous, horrific, aggressive questions of the president. Now, the good news, Jack, we need good news to your viewers and to ourselves. 82% of the people that have died, approximately 140,000 people in America, were over 65 years old. The percent under 18 years old is like, it's not zero, but it's way low, and it's people that had diabetes or whatever else. So if we protect the population over 65, we'd have less deaths than suicides, drug overdoses, alcoholism. It would just be, it'd be the same as the regular flu, maybe 40, 50,000.
On the other hand,
Yes,
I would
sir.
rather say the following.
Yes.
Of course, I'm not saying the aged people deserve to die.
No.
I'm talking about if everybody has to die, though, I would rather die myself.
Well, Jack,
I would rather go first.
and I said on your show before, I said, I am willing to give my life up if everybody can get back to work
Yeah.
and kids can get back to school.
Yeah,
I am.
yeah, I know.
And you are.
Yeah. I said
I love you for it.
If everybody had to die.
Right.
All right. Or certain amount of each group have to die by a certain ratio, though.
I'll volunteer.
I will volunteer to go first
Right.
in exchange of my sons, my grandsons,
In exchange
of the young people.
Right.
Of whom I know I
Totally
do not
right.
know whatsoever
Right.
because they're the future. This is one thing. And the second thing is that the latest,
Yes, sir.
such as yesterday,
Yeah.
in Orange County and LA County, though,
Yes.
the statistics showed exactly the opposite.
Of what?
Opposite. The age of between 18 and 45, they're the one the most devastated.
Well, all the ones over 65 are dead. They're already died.
No. I'm talking
So to
about,
speak.
but talking about the case confirmation.
Okay, that's fair, but the mortality rate still goes down. The mortality rate, the percentage of people dying from it. So these people, 20 to 45, 99.9999% get through it, and they continue their life, literally. And we've still.
And also, there's another symptom talking about young people, even babies.
Jack, 1 in a million.
Even babies.
1 in a million.
1 year old or even less, or even younger.
Jack,
Right.
the mortality rate is 0.00001 for people under 18.
And also, I would like to call upon the attention of all my audiences, either by studying our local statistics, or by searching statistics internationally,
Sure.
or even by across the country, though.
Right.
We do have a symptom of seeing another surge.
A surge in cases discovered, not deaths. The death rate is so low, it's going lower every day. I'm not saying there's always like 500 or 1,000 that die in the country, something like that. Sometimes it's under 500.
Yeah, it's reasonable. It's reasonable.
Well, it's phenomenal.
I don't go against you. I'm talking
Yeah, right,
about
right.
the surge of diagnosis.
Well, we've almost tested 50 million people now. That's
the
one out of
surge,
6.
the surge diagnosis so far
Right.
showed up in an increase,
It's
and
increasing.
a sharp increase.
Because we're testing more. If you don't test anybody, you don't know there's a case unless they're in the hospital and
And the same
die.
thing. And the same thing, on the other hand, is happening everywhere. In Japan, in Tokyo, for example.
Okay.
In Australia, Sydney, for example.
Okay.
In London, Bristol, for example.
Okay.
Right? Goes on and on in span.
But the reality also, which what you say is right, is that the average age of these people now that have the are test positive is down from 65 to
You're right.
45
You're
or 40
right.
or 30.
You're right.
That's
Yeah,
big.
you're right. We're talking about different parts of a can,
Yes, sir.
right? You're talking of the very root, which has the most sugar part.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
I'm talking
the younger
about
is the sugar.
somewhere somewhere
Yeah.
a different portion.
Yeah.
Or let's talk about turnip.
Right.
You're talking about different portion of a turnip.
Right.
Right. Of course.
Some sweet, some
from
sour.
the time of infection
Yeah.
to the time of dying, there could be, number one, a lengthy process.
There could be.
And number two, the survival are still strong during the process. So let's focus on the diagnosis.
Right. Well, and let me say this too. The average time in a hospital that people go into the hospital is less than half the time that they were in the hospital like 6 weeks ago or something. They're getting in and out faster because we know more about how to treat this thing.
Yeah. You're
Yeah.
talking about to live versus to die.
That's pretty
I'm
important.
talking about to live healthy versus to be diagnosed.
Well, don't forget, the unbelievable majority of those diagnosed with a positive test have no symptoms. They don't even feel bad. They have no symptoms. They're asymptomatic.
My dear friend Ken,
Yeah,
I love you all the time.
and I love you more
The only time I love you less is that you,
when I talk.
when you talk,
is what I
well,
talk.
you talk insignificantly, all right? So let's take a moment out. We come back, I'll tell you why I love you less.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, stay with us.
Center ground, everything battle. We have to continue to work on it now.
My name is Paul James. I host English News every morning.
And the Golden Angel Award ceremony.
Hello, dear friends, my lovely audiences. Welcome back to the show, Jack Chow on the East West with my dear friend, Mr. Ken Hemming, who I love a lot. The only time I love
Sometimes.
less is because he does not talk as significantly as he should be.
Yes, sir.
All
Yes,
right,
boss.
now, let me tell you where. Let me tell you where is the part that I love you less.
Yes, thank
All
you.
right. I'm talking about a turnip. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. This is the root. This is the tip.
Okay, great.
The tail.
Yes.
All right. I'm talking about this part.
Yeah.
Right.
The core.
And then I add the core part.
Yeah.
All right. And I'm telling you, the core part of this field tastes better than the core part of
the root.
of the other field.
Both of them. Yeah.
No. This is collected field A.
Yes, sir.
All right. This is collected field B.
Okay.
I am only talking about the trunk part,
Right.
the core part. All right.
Yep.
Okay, I'm only talking about these two parts. And I'm asking you, which is sweeter? And you tell me, oh, this part is even sweeter.
No, not the root. No. But if you have no
You know what I'm saying?
symptoms- Yeah.
I'm telling you where you are wrong.
Okay.
All right, let's focus on the part.
Okay.
Let's focus on diagnosis.
Okay. Which comes from testing.
Yeah, sure.
Right.
For sure. And that's why I agree with you if you say there are more being tested
Almost 50 million.
and the testing efficiency has been improved.
Yeah, we still need to find out the result of the test quicker because it still sometimes takes days to find out the result.
Again, you're
And they're
talking
working
about
on that.
yeah.
They're working on that.
All right. Now, I want you and I get on the same page. We're talking about the analysis of how come we see a surge in diagnosis.
Well, in the,
Except the part that we confirm
Yeah.
that we are testing more, right? That the testing efficiency are more accurate than before, are faster than before. Is there anything else about the infection, about the spread itself? It's going faster.
Well, but let me share one thing. I was listening to the radio yesterday, okay, and there was a lady that called in the Rush Limbaugh show, and she said she had two people, okay, that went in their car, got in line, to be tested. Now, they didn't want to wait all the time, so they gave them all the information about their name and address and everything, and they left. They were going to come back at a more convenient time. Both people received in the mail a few days later notification that they had tested positive for the virus, and they were never even tested. There is so much inaccuracy in the reporting of this, and in some areas, like a guy that was COVID positive, and he died on a motorcycle accident. They said that was a COVID-19 death. It wasn't nothing to do with the COVID. So what's happening is there's a desire among some people to create as many a higher number of deaths than actually do exist. So. That's just all part, but so the whole thing is, yes, so the efficiency and efficacy in that, of the testing, it's not as accurate as it's supposed to be. So when they got it in the mail, you tested positive and they never had a test. Holy cow, that just throws clouds on the whole. All the statistics are estimates.
Thank you very much. Finally, you and I are on the same page.
Yeah,
right.
They're doing their best.
The reason I brought this subject up is because I exactly want to find out: is it because we're testing more? Is it because the testing efficiency are increasing or decreasing, or is it whatever reason? Rather than the nature, the spread of the disease itself, which scares me off, scares you off, scares everybody off.
There's one more big reason that we've got more. Number one, you can get it from testing to find out, or when people go to a hospital because they have symptoms, then you find out too. But also, the younger people in America are out there partying. And so they're, 35, 25, 20, 18-year-olds, they're kind of ignoring this thing right now. And so that is spreading it among the younger people, which is why our age level average has gone down like 20 or 30 years. But also then their death rate is tiny because they get over it. So they're kind of ignoring it. They're, kids are kids. Even if you're 30 years old, they go to a bar and you're drinking with your friends. And don't forget, they had parties where, let's see who could get COVID. They'd have COVID-19 parties. Somebody's got it, and they kiss everybody to see if others will get it or not. People are crazy. Young people can be crazy. I used to be young. I may be more crazy now than when I was young. Okay, but so there's a lot of reasons. So yes, we've got a lot of cases, and Florida is pretty well hard hit right now. New York's doing better because they already had 32,000 die.
All right. There are different different positions.
Yes, sir.
I'm talking about. If you're a 17-year-old, you take your own position.
Right.
Right. You enjoy your basketball whatsoever.
Right.
Whoever wants me to stop, I just don't want to.
Right.
If you tell me somebody is dying, I got to see with my eyes. Otherwise, I don't believe it.
Well,
right.
I don't know anybody that's even had it.
They will think that way.
Right.
If you're 17.
I agree.
However, as a government, you cannot afford to think that way.
Well, I don't think our government does think that way. I think we're following the statistics. The
And
statistics
then,
are...
as a 45-year-old, you're not thinking that way either.
Okay.
All right. In other words, what I'm saying is that people may think differently. The government has a job to do.
Well,
that's my whole point.
Now, here's something else I'll say that you're going to totally disagree with, which I agree with. I'll agree with you, but I'll disagree. Mm-hmm. I've had people that want to come and visit me at my house, and they say, well, I'm going to wear a mask inside your house, though. I said, don't come to my house. If you think I'm that dangerous, okay, I don't want to spend my time with you. I mean, we're in a house. I could be 20 feet away, it doesn't matter. If you're going to wear a mask because you're so afraid, and I accept being afraid, that's fine. Just don't come to my house. I just don't want to be, I want to be a part of that culture.
That reminded me of something very serious, very hurting my tender heart.
Which is tender, yes, sir.
The other day I came across somebody on the parking lot, which I haven't seen for a long time.
Yes.
Right?
Oh, this'll hurt.
Who I haven't seen for a long time.
Yeah.
Right. And she had in her hand a little girl
Yeah.
looking like her granddaughter.
Yeah. Sweet kid.
Right? And then at that very moment, I bent over. I said, "Hi, baby. What's your name?
Oh, I know what's coming.
What's your name?"
Yeah.
Right? And now trying to be polite.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be
Sweet,
nice
caring.
to her and to her.
Right.
Right? You know what I say?
I'm sure I know it'll.
The lady pulled the girl
back.
away from me.
Yeah.
Hey, don't get too close to us.
Yeah. Well, I'll have to be honest. My brother and sister won't let me visit them in Ojai. I think it's insane, and I think it's repulsive.
Man, it hurt me so much.
Just like my brother and sister hurt me. We're family. I don't have anything wrong.
When returning home, I asked myself,
Oh, that hurt. That
am
hurts.
I the one supposed to be blamed?
Are you the leper?
Or is she the one supposed to be blamed? Whoever, whatever.
Well,
what's wrong?
I guess I'd have to say there's no blame. It's just life. I have to say there's no blame. It certainly isn't your blame. And she's living in fear.
In other words, that there's the lifestyle that I have to bend.
Well, yeah, we do. Yeah, but still, I would have done the same thing as you. I mean, when I'm with my grandkids, we're rolling all over each other. You know?
Will you have done anything like the what the lady did?
No, I wouldn't.
You would not, right?
I would not.
Okay. However,
I would not.
Another word is that the answer is that there are still people who do not choose to be that abrupt,
Yeah. Oh, of course.
that impolite.
Yeah. Well, and that fearful. It's just pure. They're driven by fear, which is not really related to a mortality
She
rate.
might have fear.
Yeah.
That's what I understood.
And it's a little kid. Those kids are the safest thing on planet Earth, and that's why we'll talk.
I was
sometime.
actually, it was.
Oh, that hurt.
It was something like, say, from me to the very corner of the table,
That's not even close.
like 1.5 meters.
That's not even close. Yeah, it's nothing.
Like 5 feet something.
Right.
5
You went
feet.
down to her height.
Not
to,
6 feet
right,
something.
to be nice.
I was
Yeah.
bending
Yeah.
by saying, "Hi, baby.
That's
Hi,
painful.
angel.
That's painful.
Huh?
That's painful.
Hi, beautiful." Something like that.
yeah.
What's your name?
Yeah. Painful.
Very,
Very painful.
abruptly took away from me,
Very painful.
saying that don't get that close to
Right.
us.
Very painful. So I'm sorry that happened, and you just have to let it go. Nobody's fault. Just life.
Yeah, you know what I did? I said, "Oh yeah. I back up because I'm sorry.
Nice to see you.
I'm sorry.
Goodbye.
Okay, all right, nice to see you."
Yeah.
I went
Adios.
in my car.
Just
I
leave.
left. I may be living forever,
Right.
Because I don't like to be hurt like that.
Yeah. Well, you got to let it go.
Now, what's wrong, baby? What's wrong, my dear friend? I know that people do have the fear,
Yeah.
right? In other words, if you have somebody who, in the family or whatsoever, in your amongst your relative,
Right.
who passed away of the, during the pandemic, you're not going to the funeral?
Well, they're trying to disallow you to go to your own funeral.
All right, my dear friend, let's take a moment out. We come back to really continue. Don't worry. Okay, stay with us, please.
It's called James. I host this news every morning.
And the Golden Angel Award ceremony.
Hello, my dear friends, my lovely audiences, dear brothers, sisters. Welcome back to the show. The incident I just described was a true incident. Before that incident, that lady in my mind was very high, right? Was
yeah.
very, very high, and she was relatively very highly educated.
Yes.
Right. With that incident, I tried a bit to blame her. I could find out nothing about her to be blamed about. And I turned to blame myself. And of course, I find nothing
Right.
of myself to
Yeah.
be blamed of.
Correct.
So this morning on the way, there is a comment, there is an essay talking about the lifestyle change, right?
Hopefully temporary.
They say there is a toll that shows about 75% of people agree that our lifestyle will never come back again.
And I hope they're wrong.
And 25% said, "Well, maybe we'll come back, only a matter of time.
Yeah.
However, they will come back."
In my opinion, if President Trump is reelected, the progress that's being made on therapeutics and vaccines is warp speed, which is the name of their project, and it will be allowed then to get us back to normal much faster than if we lose our country.
You know what?
The
I'm
fascists.
talking about the little moment in the heart.
Right, right.
Little moment in the heart. Last night I was watching a movie. It was a father and a son went into a little restaurant, something like Wendy or something.
Yes.
They got down, sat on a table in a booth.
Yeah.
In the booth, say, "What do you want? What do you want?" And the father rose up, says, "I want da 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 da." Well, I just go to the bathroom, something
Yeah.
like that.
Okay.
You know what? I never paid attention to what they're talking about.
Yeah.
I paid attention to the part that I was heard.
Yes. Right.
Oh my God, when are we going to go back to Wendy's?
Exactly. And don't forget, when that one person was shot by a Wendy's, I forget which city right now, they burned the whole Wendy's down, which is totally insanity. They burned the whole block down, Wendy's.
Well, anyway,
Now, Jack, just one thing. What's happening in America right now, because a lot of people don't love our Constitution, don't love our country, and they hate President Trump, who I love. They're blinded by hatred, and then the other case, they're blinded by fear with the virus. So we have a lot of very blind people that should be carrying white canes. They're blinded.
I do not know that much, or I'm not going to talk about that much on being blind by hatred.
Oh, it's
But
unbelievable.
I really want to talk about being blind by fear.
Fear. Yes,
By
sir.
fear. Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of the same fear, though, our schools are first down,
Yes.
then gone. I don't know.
Yeah.
So that's why I brought this up.
Yeah.
So, what's your take?
Okay. Well,
Our schools, our primary school, all the way elementary school, all the way up
all the way through high school and
to
even the
high
colleges
school,
where they're 18 to 21.
universities.
Right. Well,
And my son is staying home now for almost 8 months.
well, and let me say this: virtual learning on a computer or something has not even close to the positive impact on a person's body of
Totally
knowledge.
different.
It's totally different, and it's totally far less worthy.
Totally
Now,
different,
All of
yeah.
the statistics for young people, okay, they're in around Europe in many areas they've left all the schools open. Nobody's died. The kids are fine. If we don't open the schools, President Trump, of course, wants it open. The CDC wants it open. The scientists think they should be open, but the fearmongers in many that are just trying to ruin our economy more to hopefully get Biden elected are performing what I call radical child abuse. Because if a kid goes a year or longer, or months or whatever, without being, among other kids, without having an opportunity to truly learn, the byproducts, the suicide rate is way up. The kids are not learning. The parents can't get to work during the day the same way. Working from home is never as efficient as.
Okay, now,
Yes, sir.
school, the word school can
Yeah.
be used as a verb
Okay.
and also as can be used as a noun,
Yeah.
and also can be used as a verb.
a learning verb, the process of learning.
that's right.
Okay.
And also can be used as a gerund,
Okay.
schooling such as,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
So now, when you talk about a school, you're talking about a specific building, a school.
Yeah. Yes.
However, when
That's
you're
structure.
talking about schooling,
Right.
you're talking about the environment,
That's kids. That's people.
the environment of people,
Right.
right? The environment of people living together for the purpose of learning for a period of time,
Right.
in which they either communicate,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah. Socialize, intercommunicate.
they find their teamwork, they
Right.
find their team members,
How to succeed.
they find their liking or disliking,
Right.
right? They watch the manners, good or bad,
Yes.
so that they copy or do not copy.
And I hope you have
If
none of
you're
that.
an elder scholars, or you are being in an environment that you need researchers, your fellow researchers,
Right.
you work
Right.
with your fellowship,
Collaboration.
collaboration,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Now everything is gone. That is my concern, brother.
And it is a proper concern, and it also has unbelievably negative economic impacts on us, and so there's nothing positive about keeping kids out of school. Their mortality rate is close to zero, okay, and also they are not believed to be big spreaders of the disease. I can't remember what state or whatever the region was, but there's not one case that has shown a kid giving the virus to a teacher. Period. Zero. So, and then for 6-year-olds to wear a mask, I think is ridiculous. But still, they're going to probably make them do that. But you know, when you're not really susceptible to the disease, and when you're not negatively impacted.
Could we think of something instead?
Well, I can't think of anything positive instead. People have to, I need people. People need people. Kids need to learn. You're not learning virtually. You're not learning.
Make schools to follow the social distancing rule.
They could do that. They
can
could
do
have,
that, right?
like there's probably only two.
Wearing face, not a face mask.
Yeah.
Face kind of shield.
Well, those things I think are
A
disgusting.
shield,
but yeah.
or gloves,
Right. They could do all
or
that.
even
But it's unnecessary.
give them overall
Yeah.
outfit.
Well, see, here's the thing, Jack. Like a kid only learns probably really being taught 2 or 3 hours during the day because there's recesses, there's lunch, and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
You could have one group of kids to have your 6 feet distance. Okay, one group of kids go from 9 to 12, and one group of kids go from 1 to 4, or from 12 to 3. You could have that. You could have the school day broken into 2 parts, and you'd have plenty of room for all the kids with your social distancing. Which I don't think is even important on kids, but still, it would satisfy people. And you can
Of
do
course,
it. But
that's only one part of it.
Okay.
Don't you realize that playing football, playing basketball is also part of schooling?
I realized totally that's what I did my whole life.
Of course.
Right,
Right?
yeah.
You learn how to get along with people.
Right, right.
You learn how to help others
And
or
how
to be
compete,
helped.
to help people.
And how to compete.
As a teammate and to compete.
And use spirit trying to be the best.
Yeah.
It's such the creative.
Yeah. Yeah.
So with all these things, I would say, would the authorities consider some way or one another? I was thinking about even giving them overall, head to toe.
Most of the
What is
authorities.
it called? What is it called?
Yeah, well, yeah, not for a 5-year-old.
Some Gamazio, some no.
Well, they look like you're in a spacesuit. No. I would not.
What kind of that suit?
I would not.
If you would, I would say, if you would have to, well, you want to do it.
But we don't have to. We don't have to.
As taxpayers, I'm willing to
they're-
put up my money to get those for the kids.
For that, I'm not willing to put up my money because it's not necessary. Those kids are safe. Now, then you could go, well, what about older people that are maybe over 65, okay, for the disease? Well, maybe those teachers, don't come back to school. If you got teachers that are 50 or younger, which are plenty of them, that might be fine. If you're just worried about the older people,
Then
that's okay.
we have another problem.
Yeah.
By political right, you're sued of age discrimination.
Well, Well, right now we have every kind of discrimination when they're closing down
Yeah.
beauty salons in Gold's Gym. They're closing that down, and they've got, and yet you can go ahead and loot, and riot, and murder without going to jail because the cops, the mayors and governors of these Democrat-controlled states, they won't enforce the law. So every discrimination is there.
And
Every job is essential.
And once they do,
Every job is
and once
essential.
they do, for example, Governor Newsom gets sued.
Well, he should be for
And,
everything.
and the mayor of Los Angeles, Garcetti, is sued too.
He should be. Those guys are
Okay, now
they are
let
ruining the state.
me tell you something.
Yes, boss.
They are in trouble either doing it or not doing it. Anyway,
Well, there's life is not safe. It's a risk. We need to take it.
no.
It will be
I'm
fine.
talking about the government.
Right.
I'm talking about the governor. I'm talking about the mayor.
Right.
They are getting sued either for doing it or not doing it.
Well, then that's life. That's why we have lawyers that are pretty bad.
All right, my dear friend, we feel so bad about it because
We need to go to school.
we're losing. Not only we're talking about the style of life that we hang on too much, we're talking about the basic of life.
Yeah.
Even schooling is being challenged so far. Maybe it will never come back. I don't know. So stay with us. We will be right back, please.
Everything we have to continue to work on it now.
My name is Paul James. I host English News every morning.
And the Golden Angel Award ceremony.
Hello, my dear friends, my loved audiences, dear brothers, sisters, my lovely fellow citizens of the United States of America. Welcome
right.
to the show. Very heavy-hearted, talking about what we are facing now. Missing our lifestyle, missing those parts. We're not talking about we're greedy. I'm even missing a moment to be freely seated in one of the window seats
Yes.
at even Wendy's,
I miss it desperately.
right?
Desperately.
Or IHOP,
Right.
right? With a window seat, and sometimes somehow with a glass of wine with some good friend
I'm ready for that.
to chat over the night with. Some I'm missing, and I'm missing those kind of a part that my kids goes to school, come back from school.
Oh yeah.
And instead
yeah.
of seeing him all day long.
How was your day at school? That's just the
Instead of
important.
seeing him all day long in his pajamas
Right. It's a
Right.
good point.
for half a year.
Right.
It really bothers. And then we're talking about the fact that the word schooling includes not only classroom part, teaching part.
Correct.
You're talking about the environmental part.
True. Yes.
Right? So environmentally, you are put in the space, in the open space, with the same species of yourself for you to get along with.
You know, and science has shown now, like in New York City, which is dying. New York City is dying. In New York City, it's shown that people that are stuck in these small apartments that are expensive, you know, with kids and whatever, there's more chance of getting the virus in there than outside in the air breathing. I mean, it's more dangerous to be sequestered in a place with 3 or 4 people than it is outside.
Exactly.
So it's insanity in some of our decisions.
Yeah. And you know what? Researchers found a human being in one of the woods somewhere, somehow.
Yes.
Reportedly saying that it was a 20, 25, 27-year man.
Okay.
Right? And was originally English speaking
Okay.
from somewhere. And he lost the capability, the ability of speaking.
Wow.
He lost language.
That's serious. Yeah.
Because he stays alone himself
Wow.
for that so many years.
Use it or lose it. That's
Yeah,
exactly
use
right.
it or lose it.
Yeah.
Right? So this will happen to our kids.
That's right. Their future is being minimized. Their ability, the only way out of poverty is through education, not necessarily science or math, but for the ability to even be a craftsman.
Of course,
even
of course.
know how to sweep
Of
the
course, of
best.
course.
If you do anything the best, you'll make big money. It's that simple.
But in high schools,
Yeah.
right, they have carpenter programs.
Oh, I love those programs.
They have blacksmith programs.
Oh.
They have
Not like they used to, but yes, you're
what they
right.
call the keys and locks.
Right, absolutely, yeah.
Locksmith.
Right.
Locksmith
There-
programs.
Yeah, like Trade Tech is a school in LA somewhere. Trade Tech, it's big, and you learn a trade. Plumbers, are you kidding? A plumber can make a ton of money.
Yeah.
You learn how to do it all, then you have somebody working for you, and then somebody else working for
Those
you.
are the things you
I
have
love-
to actually practice by learning.
I love craftsmen.
You
and-
have to learn actually by practicing.
Probably-
You're not learning just online. Say, oh yeah.
Oh, you can't learn
yeah.
online to do plumbing.
You can't learn online
No.
on the
See, one
plumbing.
of the reasons I love craftsmen so much, Jack, is because I don't have any talents in it. Okay, so I love people that can do what I haven't done, that I haven't learned. I love these guys that can come in and work with electricity, plumbing, construction. They're my heroes. They're better than I am. I'll tell you that. I know my accounting, I know my philosophy, I know my life. I just don't know how to put a car
Sure,
together or a house
sure.
together. Okay.
So that is the problem. And also another problem is that we're totally missing sports.
Now, I want to say something about sports.
Yeah, please.
I am a sportsman. I went through college on a baseball scholarship. I love golf, tennis, basketball, football, baseball.
That's why you have a bad knee.
Well, yeah, partially correct. Yeah, that's why I need a knee operation. But I will now. Okay, so the major league season of 60 games starts tomorrow night. I saw a warm-up game that they were playing, and when they played the national anthem, many of the people on the team got down on their knee. When they play the national, I will never watch a baseball game again as long as they do that. I will never watch a National Football League football game again because they say they're going to not play the national anthem. I will never watch another snap from a center, and I will never, ever, ever watch another basketball game, NBA game that allows you to say "cops stink" or "kill whiteys" or whatever it is on your jersey. They can say whatever you want. And I will never watch basketball, football, or baseball. No, I love baseball. I breathe baseball. If you're going to have guys down there that disrespect our country, I will not. And I hope there's big boycotts. And
Yeah,
I
let
think there will be.
me tell you something.
And feel free to
All right,
disagree.
okay. As a regular person, as a natural person, you're
Yes.
okay to choose what you do, what you not do.
Thank you.
Right? Choose to boycott anything
Yeah.
that you dislike. You
That-
can even boycott Jack. You can do anything.
I can't breathe without you.
However, as a show host,
Yeah.
you're obligated to say more
Oh, yeah.
than boycott yourself.
That's fine.
In other words, at least you want to tell people why you boycott.
Well, okay, I'll tell you. When you really I'm a citizen, number one, okay? I'm a citizen, I'm a patriot. I believe in our Constitution. And if people overtly and clearly disrespect the country I breathe for, then I have to show my disagreement with them. Now, I could go, I can write a letter to them or something, but the best way for all people in America, which I believe will happen, will be to not participate and not to buy the products that the advertiser are doing. The ratings go down, and that'll change. Now, one of the biggest thing with basketball, they make more money from China than in America.
Understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's take two different directions.
I love
right?
it. Yes.
Talking about the boycott,
Yeah.
and the number of boycotts altogether could be a power.
It could be.
Power.
It probably won't be.
suppressed on something whatsoever.
Yeah, it probably won't be.
Yeah, that's one thing. That's
Yeah.
the part one.
Yeah.
And part two, which is more important, which is the part I would like to discuss with you.
Okay.
I would like to open it up to discuss with you.
Okay.
Is that why at the moment when our national flag is being flown,
Yeah.
and the national anthem is being played, man has to stand up with his palm on his chest, with his eyes on the flag. You tell me why, please.
Well, the answer is so simple. It's patriotism. It's respect for your country. If you disrespect your country and you disrespect your flag, you disrespect our Constitution, you're disrespecting our humanity, our values. It's our value to love our country. It's our value. And what's happening, you can just see, like you see the ones that are bending over, kneeling down, disrespecting everything about America. That's what they're doing. That's exactly the result of the school system that is anti-American, very much so. One teacher in Wisconsin just was saying that he liked that President Trump was trying to have kids go back to school and that he's our president. And for saying that on social media, he was fired because he likes kids being educated.
I agree.
That's the
I
bottom
totally
line.
agree. I'm a kind of the old way guy, old timer. I'm kind of the old timer. Call it that way.
You like
right?
this country.
I remember the year of 1984 when I first came to the
my
United
favorite
States.
year.
Right? When I first came to the United States.
Great.
When I first went to Disneyland for the first time.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yeah.
It was before 9. They told me that if you were there before 9,
Yeah.
you will see the ceremony of the
flag.
hoister of flag.
Hallelujah.
So I went there. There I went.
Yeah.
I was there. Right? It was close to 9, about 2 to 3 minutes to line.
Yes,
to
sir.
9. There's a colored guy. Gong, gong, bong, 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 gong, gong, gong,
Color guard
gong.
marching.
Yeah, marching to the pole.
Yes.
And there goes the salute.
Yeah.
There goes the national anthem.
Yes, sir.
There rolls the flag.
Yeah.
That very moment, everybody froze,
Yeah.
right? Doing this.
It's an honorable moment.
Bong, 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 like that, right?
Right.
And there's a woman, young mother,
Yes, sir.
20, 25 maximum,
Yeah.
with her son,
Yeah.
3, 4 maximum,
Yeah.
sucking on the ice cream bar.
Yeah. Just ignoring it.
What the mother did?
Yeah.
Mother took the ice cream bar, put it on the little trash can,
Oh.
on top of the trash can, and wiped his hand, put his hand on his chest, pointing at the flag.
I love her. I love her.
Follow the mother, doing what the mother does.
love
The
her.
little guy followed.
Yeah. That's America.
I was so
That's America.
amazed.
Right.
And I wrote an essay about that.
Yeah.
I see the first time a 3-year-old salute to the flag.
Yeah, no, that's pretty exciting. That is. And you know, there's countries whose value systems I don't agree with, but yet each person that's a citizen there should respect their
It
own
looks like we can stretch this
Right.
subject for talking for a whole day long.
But we can't.
We got to do it another time.
Yeah.
It is very important.
Yeah.
We'll probably pick another show talking about patriotism
Yes, sir.
for one full show. How about that? Okay, my dear friend. We will wrap it up. Thank you for watching. And to my dear friend Cam, thank you for being with me.
Thank you for letting me be with your viewers.
All
Thank
right,
you.
good. Thank you.